my channel. We're all about love and positivity, self-development, being a girl boss, and everything in that vicinity. In today's video, I have a special guest with me, and it is Eccentric Rebel from Eccentric Rebel. And she is also my best friend. And today, we're going to talk about how we went from not liking each other at all to being best friends.
Like real enemies.
Like legit, I wanted to fight her type. Like that's how much we did not care for each other. And now we're like so close that other people hate us. Like, okay, so starting from the beginning, how do we start from the beginning?
You tell your side.
Okay. Okay, so this started because basically we dated the same guy. Not at the same time, but I dated this guy, and we'll call him, what's a good name for him?
I was gonna say Jorge. I don't know why.
Alright, his name is Jorge. We're gonna say Jorge. And he, I dated him like maybe like a year, two, maybe even 2 years before she did, like a while before she did. And there was somebody in between us. Somebody's in between us, and I broke up with him because he cheated on me, and then he started dating someone else, and then he started dating her. And I found out about him dating her because I was friends with the person that he dated before her. And that sounds so complicated when I just said it out loud. Like, but we're not even gonna get into that. But basically, everybody was telling me how, you know, he had a new girlfriend, and how the girlfriend that he was with now at that time was talking to him while he was dating my friend. And, you know, like, that's automatically just like, but I didn't really, honestly, I didn't care that much. But, you know, everybody talking trash, so I'm just talking trash right along with him. And then one day we were at church, and she was in this really big choir at Oakwood, and they came to sing at our church. They came to like be the guest choir at our church, and they were just like, oh, there he goes, there goes Jorge's girlfriend. And I was like, where? And they're just like, right there. And they were pointing at her, but I'm looking at somebody else who was in that same vicinity, and I thought that was her. And so I'm looking at that girl, I'm like, okay, bet. So now I have a face to the name, so I thought. And later on, like, you know, I'm thinking that's who it is. And then later I saw her on Facebook, and I don't know how we became friends on Facebook, but I saw her on Facebook, and I was like, that's not the same girl. I was like, that I saw. I was like, so this is her. And when it came to our first interaction, the reason why we didn't like each other, I didn't like her more, in all honesty, is because it was April Fool's Day, April 1st. We tried so hard to find this conversation and this interaction, but we could not find it for nothing.
I feel like Facebook has deleted.
Yeah, I feel like it has to have gone, it had to have gone, maybe like after like a certain point, Facebook wasn't keeping record anymore.
Yeah.
But this was in what, like 2013? It was April 1st, 2013. And she posted that her and Jorge broke up on Facebook. And I commented under it because I know what kind of person Jorge was. So I'm thinking if they broke up, he probably cheated on her. That's what I was thinking. Like, that's what I was thinking. So I was like, so I commented, I said, yo, is this for real? And I didn't know her. So I guess it was kind of like, why is she commenting? But like, I didn't think anything of it. I was just going to give her some encouragement if it was for real. But I also knew it was April Fool's Day. So it wasn't for real. I'm about to waste my encouragement. So I was like, I said, is this for real? And then there was a reply under it, and it was like kind of like, why do you want to know? Or aren't you his ex? Why are you worried about it? Or something like that. And I was like, I was just wondering for the purpose of being there for you. And I was like, and at first I wasn't being hostile. I was just kind of like, oh, I was asking because such and such and such. But then it kept coming back like, well, you need to mind your business, something like that. And I was like,
yeah, there was like a whole argument.
Yeah, like a whole back and forth until I got to the point where I was like, look, now, like, well, I started being like, look, I was trying to be nice. Don't have me be something else. And then I stopped replying. I was like, you know what? I'm not even, you don't want this encouragement, you ain't gonna get it. So then I got a message from her saying, just like, it's like, oh, why'd you stop? That's what it was. It was like, oh, why'd you stop replying? Da 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 da. And it was like, are you scared? Like, it was really getting like, and I was just like, oh, like, I was like, okay, see, this the type of stuff. And at the time, I also thought that she was like a few years older than me because she was pretty like how far were you at Oakwood? Like, she wasn't a freshman.
I was like a sophomore. It's my
And
first semester being a sophomore.
So I thought she was older. Like, I thought she was like 4 years older than me, basically. And I was sitting thinking, like, why are you grown talking to me like you crazy? Because at the time I was like, what, a junior or something in high school. So I'm sitting there thinking, like, what are you doing? And then I got irritated. And we had a mutual friend. And so I called her and I was like, I'm gonna beat your friend up. Like, if you don't like get your friend, get her together, because she talking to me all types of crazy, blah 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 blah. And then so from that moment forward, I told her, I was like, if I see her, I'm going to beat the crap out of her. I said, if I see her anywhere, and I was on Oakwood's campus all the time. I was like, if I see her anywhere, I was like, that's it. I'm gonna go right to her face and I'm gonna have something to say. Now, mind you though, at the time I had never seen her in person, and honest to God, even though I saw pictures of her, I could have seen her in person and not known who she was. Like, I
smashed the M&Ms. Sorry.
So that was my version of why I didn't like her. Now, she's going to tell you what was going on behind the scenes that I was unaware of this whole time.
Okay, so I don't know how I found out about her. I feel like it was from our mutual friend. It had to be.
It probably was.
But I still don't know how we became friends on Facebook. Probably because of the mutual friend. Because
she was a meddlesome little somebody.
But so I feel like that's how we became friends. Well, not friends, but yeah, friends on Facebook. And so I knew what she looked like. I knew that she was Jorge's ex, but I didn't know about the person in between us.
That was also my friend.
Yeah.
Mind you, just a disclaimer, me and Jorge were not together for that long, and we were like kids when we were dating. And so when my friend started dating him, it was not a big deal. We were a lot older, and it made more sense. And they were together much longer. So
yeah. So I went to her church to sing. I knew exactly who she was because I had seen pictures of her, and I'd seen pictures of her in her little friends group or whatever. And so I saw all of them sitting on the first or second row. I think it was like the first row. And so I think I told my friend standing beside me, because she knew something about the situation. I was like, that's her. And I was pointing at Ricky, but as she said, she was looking at somebody around me, and I thought she was looking at me. And so I just automatically assumed she knows who I am. I know who she is. Something's about to happen. But nothing happened until April 1st, 2013. I posted on Facebook that me and Jorge had broken up. Of course, it was a joke. April Fool's Day joke. I told him that I was going to do it. He was fine with it. And so I posted on there that I was single, we broke up or whatever. And not even like a full 5 minutes after I posted it, I got a comment from her. And I looked at it, and she said something about, is this real? Are you okay? Or something along those lines.
Something like that.
And the first comment that I think I posted the first comment under hers. I can't remember what I said. I have no idea what I said. After that, I went and put myself in the shower. I left my laptop open because one of my other friends was in my room and she was going to use my laptop for something. We're going to call her Jessica. So Jessica was in my room and she was going to use my laptop for something while I was in the shower. And so I'm in the shower, she's on my laptop. I did not know, like the whole time, there was a conversation going on in the comments on my post between Jessica and Ricky. I had no idea.
But it was on her page.
Yeah, so it looked like
it was
me.
Coming from her.
And so as I was in the bathroom, there were still more messages going on. At this time, it had moved to like the inbox messaging. I still had no idea. I was in the bathroom. So I came out and I had a text message on my phone from our mutual friend. And then my friend Jessica that was in the room was telling me something, and then she said, this girl is tripping. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, this girl on here, she was like, isn't that his ex? And I was like, what? I had forgotten about the whole thing because I went and took a shower. I thought it was done with. I didn't know that she was having a conversation the whole time I was in there until I looked back at the messages, and they were like having this whole argument. And she was about to fight me, but she didn't know that it was me. So technically she was about to fight my friend, but she thought she was about to fight me. And at that point, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was scared because our mutual friend told me, she said, Tia, Ricky is gonna fight you. And I was like, what did I do? And in all actuality, I did nothing. It was Jessica.
And I was ready. I think after that, we didn't see each other. I didn't see her because I think she told me at some point that she did see me after that, but I didn't see her.
I was dodging the hell out of you too.
I didn't see her. I was kind of like, but every time I was on Uncle's campus, I was looking around. But in my mind, I think I kind of like, I don't really know what she looks like. Only thing, because I had never looked through her pictures on Facebook. I had only seen her profile picture, and so I didn't really
I looked through.
I didn't have
everything.
a good sense of what she looked like. Because I really wasn't the type. I never even thought to look through her pictures. I had only seen her profile picture. So
I had looked through everything because I wanted to know what I was dealing with.
After a while, but then the thing about me is, as mad as I get, I also get over stuff really quick. So after a while, I wasn't mad anymore. I didn't even care anymore. I just knew I didn't like her.
Yeah,
like, that's pretty much all it was. So it's just like, there was no good energy there. And so I think it was like a year later. Like, it was a year later.
Mm-hmm.
About a year. It was the next year, because it was the next summer.
Yeah,
of 2014. And
it was the day after my birthday in July. I remember that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't remember that much. But I know that, like, it was the next year, and I was supposed to hang out with our mutual friend. She needs a name. What's her name? She needs a name. I was dumb. I was about to call her name. I was about to say her actual name. Like, I was gonna be like, oh, let's call her. And I was like, but that's her name. Like,
right. Alicia. Just call her Alicia.
Okay, Alicia, that's good. So Alicia and me were talking, and I was like, and she was supposed to come hang out with me. We were supposed to come getting out. Usually she had a car. I don't know why she didn't at this time. Was it broke down or something? Like, something was wrong with it?
No, she didn't have a car at that time. She didn't get her car until like August, September.
Oh, well, she said she was supposed to come get me, and I don't even think I knew she was with a friend, but I knew, like, somebody had to come bring her to me, but I wasn't thinking about it, because she was not on my mind. Like, so I was like, so we were supposed to hang out, and I was all excited, getting dressed, whatever, and then she tells me, like, 5 minutes before she arrives, that she was the person coming to get me. And I was like, why would you do that? Like, I was like, and so at first I was about to be like, I'm not going. Like, I was like, you got me messed up. Why would you put me in that position? But then they were already almost there. Like, she was telling me they were about to be at the gate of my apartment complex, and I was like, and so I'm sitting there, and I remember, I don't know if I talked to my mom or if I was talking to somebody who was in the house with me, and I was like, and that girl is there, and I don't like her, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, but I was like, but, you know, Alicia wants me to come hang out with her. We don't hang out as much anymore, whatever. So I decided to go ahead and go. I was just not going to talk to her. Like, I was thinking that's how it was going to be.
So Alicia told me that she wanted to hang out. The night before, she told me that she wanted to hang out. And so I was the one with the car. And so I went, I picked her up. And she said, we're going to go pick up one of my other friends. And I was like, all right, cool. She has like a million friends. I wasn't thinking about her. And, like, she was the furthest person from my mind.
Right.
I hadn't thought about her since the year before. And so we were driving, and I did not know that it was her until we literally pulled up to the apartment. And she was like, oh, Ricky lives here. And I still wasn't thinking that we were picking her up. I was just like, all right, cool. It's an apartment complex. A lot of people live over here. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to go inside and get her. And I was like, why? And I was sitting in the car, like, when she went inside to get her, I was just like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I said in my mind I wasn't going to talk to her. I was just going to be respectful, but there was not going to be any type of conversation, like nothing. And so,
I didn't even immediately say I was going to be respectful. It wasn't until I was walking towards the car and I started to think logically, because I was growing up a little bit by this time. I was getting a little bit of maturity, and I was like, well, it's her car. I said, it's Alicia's friend. Be respectful. Be cordial at the very least.
Yeah, because I'm not the drama type of person. I really don't like any type of drama, especially if it's going to involve me. So I was like, I'm going to be respectful. And so she got in the car. I didn't even turn around and look. I kind of looked through the rearview mirror just to see her face, but she wasn't even looking up. She got in the car like this. Like, you got in the car with your head down. And so I think I said hi. I don't know who said hi first.
I said hi first because I said it as soon as I got in the car.
Yeah.
I was like, hello, Tia, or hi, or something.
You said my name wrong. You said hi, Latea.
Oh, yeah, that's because her name is spelled, man, I don't care. It didn't look like Latea to me. So I thought that's it. Nobody had ever said it around me. So I thought it was Latea. So I was like, hey, Latea, hello, Latea. And then she said hi, and that was it. Like, we didn't say anything to each other until we left from there and we went to the college campus that Alicia went to. And we went to like the little pool room or whatever, and we were playing pool. I don't remember the details of what was going on there.
I don't know, and I don't even know why we were there. Like, I feel like that was set
I think
up.
we just didn't.
I feel like it was set
honestly, that's how we feel. We feel like Alicia was just trying to get us together because we were both close to her.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that, like, did we do anything else after we left the campus? Like, we had to have done something because we were together the whole day. Like,
we were there for hours, like together
for a
hours.
long time. But all I remember is we didn't exchange many words, and then at the pool place, we exchanged something. There was something said between us.
And it wasn't negative, it was positive.
It was exactly. We said something
there was like
positive.
a little bit of laughter or whatever.
Yeah, and then I kind of just turned back around.
Yeah, that was it. Like, that was the end of it.
And so after that, like, and I don't think we even really said much to each other the whole time we were around each other, to be honest.
No.
We were both just talking to Alicia, but it's like,
yeah.
And we could all even be talking about the same thing, but we never spoke
directly.
Each other. And then towards the end of the night, everybody's about to go home. And Alicia says, you have to drop me off first.
I was so mad.
Both of us was like,
I was thinking, why? Like,
and I was livid. I was like, I said, you have to leave me alone in the car with this girl. You invited me to leave me alone with this girl.
Alicia got in the car and got in the back seat and put her in the front seat with me.
Yep.
And I was like, why?
And I was so annoyed. I was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be here. Like, I was like, I do not want to be here alone with this girl. So finally we dropped off Alicia. And we're on our way to pick me up. Now, I lived a little bit further out. Like, I wasn't far, but it took a little bit of time to get there. Enough time to where if we were quiet the whole time, it got awkward.
Yeah.
But
I think it kind of made sense because you live closer to me than she did.
Yeah, I guess that's probably why she said it.
I don't know.
But I remember we were like, I don't remember how the conversation got started. How we actually ended up saying something to each other.
I don't know. Because it was quiet. Oh, the car was so quiet.
It was silent. But then at some point,
broke the silence.
She said, she's like, let me just get this out in the open, or let me just tell you this, or let me just explain this, or something like that. It was something along the lines of, let me just let you know what happened.
Yeah.
And then she told me everything that happened. And at first, like, when she first started talking, I was like, I was like, I'm not trying to hear what you had to say. But as she was telling the story, I was sitting there thinking, like, and then I remember being like, well, why was she all up in the bed? Like, I was like, well, why was she da-da-da-da? And then she was like, well, I don't know. And next thing you know, we just gabbing, like, back and forth, just talking. And just kept on talking and just kept on talking about the situation. And then by the time she dropped me off, we were laughing and we exchanged numbers.
It was awkward. The way that things had happened between the last year and that whole day, we exchanged numbers at the end of the day. And then I think like the next day we were making plans to hang out.
Yeah. And I think Alicia was supposed to be there.
She was.
But she couldn't go or something. She canceled on us a lot. she couldn't be there. She couldn't come or something. So we ended up hanging out by ourselves that whole day. We went to a pool. We went to the pool. Mm-hmm. And we were together pretty much the whole day. And after that, it was like instant friendship.
Right. Like that. I think it was like either the next week or that same weekend. We had a sleepover at my house.
After that, like, we literally spent all of our time together. Like, it was like, we went from not liking each other at all to being best friends.
Like, connected.
And, like it was, like, literally, like, instant connection. Like, the moment, like, there was no more hostility and we could just talk, it was like, we got along so well and we just vibed so well that we spent all of our time. Like, it was a little ridiculous. I'll admit, like, it was a little.
It was.
For our whole friendship, though, like, we were like that. Like, from the time that we started hanging out until we moved to Georgia and you went back to your parents' house. Up in that whole time, we spent all of our time. And that was like in 2015? The end of 2015? The beginning of 2016.
The beginning of 2016. Yeah, that's when I moved with my parents.
Before then, so like for almost 2 years, we pretty much spent every single day together all the time. We like it was upset. Like, you couldn't see her without seeing
like
me.
the spring of 2015, I moved in with her.
Yeah, and we were together. We were literally woke up together. At one point, we had the same job.
Yeah.
And so we woke up together, went to work together, came home together, spent the whole night together.
And then even on the weekends, we went to church together. And then we were working at that nursery.
Oh, yeah, and every Sunday we worked at this nursery, at this other church together. Like, we spent
all the time.
Like, just all the time we were together. We don't hang out with each other as much as we used to because we live in different states now.
Yeah.
But when we lived in the same place, like, if we were to live in the same place now, we'd probably be the exact same. We'd probably be in each other's face
all the
time.
We're both introverts, and so we know, and we kind of have the same tolerance of people. Like, when we're in group settings, it's like we get tired of people at the same time.
Exactly. And like, I remember when we used to go out together, we would kind of like look at each other
like,
no, it's time to go. Like, we were like
we didn't even have to say words.
We would just be like and then we would
get
just
up,
start
leave.
getting up and going. And we would, that's how in tune our friendship is. And it's like the
and
same.
it happened quick. Like, it happened
Honestly.
so fast.
Within like a month, we were literally calling each other best friends.
Yeah.
Like, we were just like, we're best friends, like off rip. It happens super duper duper fast, and that never ever happens to me. Like, any of my other best friends I've known for years, except for our mutual friend. I became pretty close with her pretty fast, but I also knew her for a while too.
Yeah.
And like, all my other friends, I've known them since like childhood. So like, anybody else, I never really considered them close with me like that. Anybody who's like a newer friend, they're not that close to me. So it was like, she was the only one who was like that with me, and so it was kind of like, it was just different. Our friendship was different. But yeah, so that is pretty much the story on how we met and how we went from enemies to best friends.
And she doesn't want to fight me anymore.
Yeah. I mean, like, but yeah, so like now we're pretty much like as close as friends can possibly get without being gay. Like,
you remember a long time ago we said that if we weren't married by a certain time, we were gonna
we said if we were not
marry each other just because it was illegal.
Exactly. We're just like, well, if we don't get married by this age, then we're just gonna marry each other because we're together all the time anyway. So we might as well just, make it legal and get those marriage benefits, like and all that other stuff. And there was a time when people thought we were dating, like they thought we were in a relationship. You remember when what's his face thought that we kissed? We were about to kiss. He came up to attention so fast.
He literally stopped dead in his tracks and was like,
and we were just like, what? What's wrong with you? It's like, I thought
y'all mad about that. I was like,
no. It got to the point where people literally thought that we were dating. That's how much time we spent together. Thank you for watching this video. If you are new here, then go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell. And if you guys are also new to this channel and you've never heard of Eccentric Rebel, then I will leave her link in the description box below if I can figure out how to put the little card thing up too. And you guys can go to her channel and check her out. You will see more videos with the both of us on her channel as well. And if you are not new here, then thank you for being back. Thank you for coming to my channel, and thank you for loving me as much as I love you. And I will see you guys in the next video.